Few things that I really liked about them and few things that I wish better. The motor is insanely quiet, that I will be able to reuse these curtains in my next place. And all you do after you install the rod, you just plug the motor into an outlet and that's it. You don't need to program it, you don't need to do anything. What I really like about the drapes is that they definitely give you that sound dampening effect, so I feel like it's a lot less echoey here. But I really like the fabric. It's insanely soft. These supposed to be 90% blackout. They are not. Would I order these again? Real quick, these drapes were sent to me by SmartWings for free, but this review is based on my actual experience living with them. No one paid me anything to say anything specific. You're just getting my honest thoughts. I'm gonna share all the pros and cons, and hopefully that's gonna help you make a better decision. So I installed these motorized drapes from SmartWings a little over a month ago, and in today's video, I'm gonna review them and tell you if they're worth it and how hard was it to install them. So we moved into this apartment over 6 months ago, and it came with installed blinds that are not very blackout, and they are also insanely hard to close and open. So I was looking for some alternatives, and I was actually looking into buying SmartWings blinds, but the thing is that I can't uninstall the blinds that I currently have here, so I had to look for an alternative. So I got these drapes that, as you can see, I still have the blinds installed that I don't use anymore because I only use the drapes, which is great. So that was like a perfect option for me, since this is a rental and I will have to uninstall these curtains after I leave. It's a lot easier for me to just take the rod, take the curtains with me instead of uninstalling the blinds, especially that I will be able to reuse these curtains in my next place. If I would order blinds, they're usually custom made and probably wouldn't fit into my new place. With the drapes though, you get a little bit more flexibility. Even though these were custom made, I can still use them on a similar size window in the future. So they actually were a little cheaper than the curtains that I was looking to order. I would have to order the rod separately from the curtains, and the curtains from West Elm I was looking at were actually more than these drapes with the motorized rod, which is crazy. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly show you some of the other curtains that I was looking at. So if I would have to get 2 of these, so 2 sets, so 4 in total, that will be, yeah, 636. That's kind of a lot, and you don't get a rod with it, not to mention motorized rod that works with Apple and Alexa, Google, stuff like that. There's also velvet ones, and yeah, set of 2. And for the size of my window, to make it look good, because 48 wide, that's gonna be like fully stretched out, so it's not gonna look as good. You need more. So yeah, that basically comes up to, yeah, again, $796, which is quite a lot, but that's how much I paid last time when I was buying the West Elm curtains. So technically, yeah, this is not cheaper. The only thing is that it's gonna be actually blackout, which is nice. When it comes to installation, obviously I didn't do it myself, and quite honestly, you need 2 people to install it. So if you live by yourself, I would definitely just hire a handyman to do it. They probably could do it by themselves, but yeah, I basically just helped my husband install them, but he did majority of the work, which was great. But yeah, it honestly didn't take that much longer than installing a regular rod, which I have installed in my bedroom. That actually took the same amount of time. So yeah, it's not that much harder. And all you do after you install the rod, you just plug the motor into an outlet and that's it. You don't need to program it, you don't need to do anything. It just comes with this little remote, and it's also Google Home, Apple Home, and Alexa compatible. So it's great because you can use the remote or you can just use your house. What I really like about the drapes is that they definitely give you that sound dampening effect. So I feel like it's a lot less echoey here. I noticed this immediately after we installed these drapes. It just was a lot more cozy and quiet. We live not on like the super busy street, but it gets kind of loud, and it's definitely giving that sound insulation that we didn't have with regular blinds. So it's definitely a big pro. So these would be also amazing in the bedroom. So I didn't realize, but I need to get a different Apple hub. I thought this would work with my Apple TV. Unfortunately, my Apple TV is too old, so it's not compatible. So basically, I believe there is a new Apple TV coming out soon, so I'm just gonna wait probably in the next like 3 weeks, and then I'm just gonna get new Apple TV, so I don't need to buy a separate hub. And then I'm just gonna be able to control these drapes by talking to them, and they will be able to close and open without the remote. Then I can also use Apple Home app on my phone, so I will be able to also schedule when I want these drapes to open and close, which is gonna be super convenient. And because these drapes are connected straight to the outlet, I don't need to worry about charging the motor. It's always charged because it's always connected to a power plug. My only mistake that I made is that I ordered 2-meter cable instead of 3-meter cable. I thought 2 meters would be enough, but unfortunately I didn't realize that my plug is not right next to my window, but it's kind of farther away, so the cable's kind of sticking out. If I would have longer cable, that wouldn't be an issue. I mean, it still reaches, just the cable is visible, so it's a little annoying. Definitely go for a longer cable. You can always just work with it instead of ordering too short of a cable and then you have to order an extension. So that's my mistake, learn from it. I also really like that the motor on these is extremely quiet, like you can't hear it. It's amazing. So I really, really like that. It's very responsive too. And this one remote actually connects to 5 different blinds or drapes. So you can, if you order more than one, you can actually control them all with this remote. Or you can also just select which drape you want to be controlled, but it's pretty neat. So now after a few weeks with these drapes, few things that I really liked about them and few things that I wish or better. Few things that I really like about it is that the motor is insanely quiet. It's great when you're waking up in the morning and, like, for example, other people in your home are sleeping. This is not gonna wake them up. My blinds are actually so much louder. Like I can wake up my neighbors because just those blinds are terrible. So the drapery is amazing. It's extremely quiet. It's very easy to open and close, and honestly, it's fun to use it every day. So that's a huge pros. The other thing is that I really like the fabric. It's insanely soft. So even though it came, you know, packaged, I didn't have to like wash it or like steam it. It just came and it's like in perfect shape, very easy to just maintain. So I really like that it's not too stiff. The only thing is that I wish the valance on the top just looked a little bit more polished. That's one thing that I may need to steam because right now it looks a little messy. I was hoping that after a few weeks it would kind of smooth out and it would look a little better, but it's kind of meh. It was an addition. You don't need to order the valance, but I did because I wanted to make it look pretty. So I would say that's a con. It doesn't look as good as I was hoping it would. The other thing is that these technically supposed to be 90% blackout, and they are definitely not 90%. I would say they're like maybe 40% blackout. But yeah, if you're looking for something that would literally make your room like blackout black, this is not it. It's great for living room, kitchen, because I can close it and still have some light, but obviously gives you full privacy, just it doesn't block 100% of the light. So keep that in. Also, a mistake that I made is that I didn't realize that where I was originally planning to mount the drapes, the curtain rod, there was no stud there. So I measured wrong dimensions for these curtains, unfortunately, yet it still worked out because these are not blinds, so it still looks perfectly fine, even though I had completely wrong measurements. So that's why I'm like, okay, even if I move, I can just reuse these because they will just work. which is great. I'm glad I actually got a little longer drapes instead of, you know, shorter, because having it longer, you can always shorten it, you know, or you can just use it as it is, like currently like dragging on the floor, but it's not a problem for me. I think it looks fine. But if you want that custom look, definitely make sure to check where the stud is, so then you can measure properly. That was my mistake. Lesson learned. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you exactly what I ordered. So I picked the cream fabric. It's the lightest one, and honestly, I love it. It was the best choice. And here it looks honestly maybe lighter than it actually is. You will see in my footage that it looks a little darker, but it's still this cool shade, not a warm tone shade of cream. So it actually, like, it was perfect. And I went with the Motorized Drapery 90% Blackout, and it's definitely not Blackout. Yeah, I would say maybe it's like 30-40% Blackout, but it's definitely not 90. It's fine for my kitchen living room, but I would want something actually Blackout for my bedroom. So I wouldn't advise you getting this if you're looking for something that is actually Blackout, because this is not Blackout. Next, I went with window trim to window trim. There's also wall to wall. If you have, you know, huge window on a wall, you would want to go with wall to wall. But if you just have, the window doesn't take almost the whole wall, I would just go with this one. Next, obviously I went and measured, and for me it was 120. Just selected 0 by 0, and then for height I went with 105. And again, make sure to actually check where the stud is on your wall, because that's something I measured incorrectly actually. This was not correct, because actually I should go with 100 probably, maybe, I don't know, maybe 102 or 3 inches, because it's just a little too long, because I didn't realize that there was no stud where I originally planned to hang the curtain. So it's a little lower on the wall. And yeah, it's a little further from the ceiling. So keep that in mind. And again, I just selected 0 by 0 here. And opening way, I selected two-way open, because I just prefer it. So yeah, otherwise, like, it just goes from one side, which could be an option, but probably majority of people will choose the two-way. So that's what I went with. So depending on what you're looking for, I went with the most expensive motor, just because, like, I like to have options. You have Apple Home, you have Alexa, Google Home, and also SmartThings. So it gave me a lot more options. So yes, it's $95 more. And honestly, right now I'm only using the standard motor with a remote, because I realized that my Apple Home TV is not compatible. So I need to get new Apple TV to make sure that it works. So for now, it just doesn't work. And keep that in mind. You gotta have compatible devices that will work, because I did not have that. Next, so for valance, I obviously went with valance, just because it looks better. Otherwise, it will basically look like this. It will look a little unfinished. So what valance is basically, if it will allow me to show you guys. Okay, it won't, but let me see if I can find it. It's this. This is the valance, and basically it just hides the rod that doesn't look that great, honestly. Yes, I would say this is definitely worth it, and it's optional. Even if you get it, you're gonna pay $25 more, and you don't need to install it. But it's nice to have that option, because it's the same fabric as your curtain. So this is my curtain. This is actually a correct color. This is what it looks like. It's not very light. It's a little darker, but it's still light. So that's the color. And let me see what else is here. Oh yeah, I went with the white remote. Yes, and that was a great choice. I really like this one. Okay, power cable. So I went with this one, and honestly, I regret it. I really regret that I didn't get the longer one. This was stupid of me. Honestly, yeah, it's a little too short. Like I can get an extension cable, but I really wish I went with the 3 meters because I can always just like tie it all together instead of now having too short. But it is what it is. And I did not get the extension bracket. Yep, so this is my order. If you want to copy the same exact order, obviously I have different dimensions for width and height, but yeah, and again, I'll go with the 3-meter cable. That was a mistake on my part. So would I order these again? Honestly, yes. They were still cheaper than the curtains that I originally was planning to buy, and I really love that it's motorized. I can just have it on a schedule. I don't need to worry about, you know, opening and closing the blinds. It takes so little time. Like I'm saving time every day by having these curtains installed here. So I love that. The only thing I wish they had is just more options for curtains and more blackout options, because when I sleep, I want like 100% blackout blinds, and these supposed to be 90% blackout. They are not. So that's one thing I would say is something that I probably would want to look for. And the other thing is that I wish the balance was just a little better looking. But honestly, I'm still extremely happy with these, and I'll definitely buy more in the future because it's cheaper and it's so much better than regular drapes. So yep, I can definitely recommend these. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'm gonna link these blinds, exactly the same ones that I got, in the description below, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.